Hello everyone and welcome to Data Analysis YouTube channel. This video we will be talking about conditional formatting with formulas. For the last video we spoke about conditional formatting but without the use of formula. So this video is a continuation of the last video and the link to the last video is in the description box. So conditional formatting with formula basically looks at conditional formatting with a condition or an if statement, sort of, to say that conditionally format the items in these rows or in these columns with respect to another item that is in another cell. This is what conditional formatting with Excel basically tries to do. And to better understand conditional formatting with formula, it is very important to state this, especially if we have first-time users of Microsoft Excel. Every time you want to enter a formula in Microsoft Excel, you have to start with the equals to sign. So this sign is a command to Excel that the information I am trying to put there is a formula. And just like you can see, after typing the equals to sign, a lot of all the functionalities that we have on the home tab have been deactivated because you have told Excel that I want to impute a formula. So any form of analysis you want to do in Microsoft Excel that involves a formula, you have to start with the equals to sign. This is one. Secondly, when you have a cell reference, say for example C5, C5 is very mobile. So mobile in the sense that when we want to drag this cell reference downwards, let us say you want to drag it downwards, the first thing you need to do is as you hover your mouse around the edges of the cell, right? And you have to hover it until you get the sign that I just have on my screen, and you hold down on your mouse and you drag. So as you drag, you can see that in the first cell, we entered equals to C5, but then when you move to the next, you see C6, C7, C8, C9, C10. So Excel is very organized and it is showing you the references from the other cells, even if you did not record that by yourself. So what this indicates is that C5 is open. It is not fixed. And this is why when you drag down, Excel automatically pulls out other information. So it happens in a series, right? So, but if you want to fix the cell C5, by fixing it, it means that when you drag, you will not have other cells coming up. Excel will provide only the information of the cell that you have fixed. So let us do an example. In this particular cell, which I am hovering over right now, we have done the equals to C5 functionality or option, and this time we want to fix it. So in the formula bar, right, what you need to do to fix is to use the dollar sign. So you need to look for the dollar sign on your keyboard, and when you place the cursor in front of the column, which is column C, and you press the dollar sign, this means you have fixed only the column. The row is still fluid, it is still open, and when you drag, the rows will change. If you want to fix the column and the row, you see that the rows are represented with numerical digits, right? So you put your cursor in front of 5 and you enter the dollar sign. By this, you have fixed both the column C, and the row, which is 5. Of course, you can fix only the row and allow the column to be fluid, and you can fix only the column and allow the row to be fluid, whichever one you want to work with at that point in time. And let us drag. The column and the row has been fixed, and let us drag down to see how this works. This is what we have for each of the cells. Whether you have dragged, after we have dragged down, we can see that we are having the same information. So I am going to delete this so that we can have a clean worksheet to illustrate conditional formatting with formula. So to do this, I am just going to put by the side. So I'm going to write this so that it is easy to understand. Conditionally format cell if, and I go to the next. I go to the next cell and I want to say 40,000. So what I want basically is for Excel to look at column C and conditionally format any of the numbers or any of the values there if that value is greater than 40,000. So conditionally format cell if greater than. Now this is just text. It doesn't mean anything. I'm going to expand this column so that it is easy to understand. This doesn't mean anything. It's for the purposes of illustration. So let us go to the conditional formatting. Always remember that when you want to do your conditional format, you have to highlight the group of cells that you want to conditionally format. Now, this is the only way you can get it done. I have highlighted the group of cells and I click on the drop down for conditional formatting and I select new rule. If you can see from the previous video, I went through all these other functions except the last one, which says use a formula to determine which cells to format. I was leaving this particular option for the next tutorial, which we are on right now. So you select this option and then you have this dialog box coming up. So edit the rule description. It says format values where this formula is true. And what is the formula? In Excel, before you enter a formula, you click the equals to sign. And then I want to format this value, right? Says if it is greater than or equals to this one. And I click on format. So if you see the preview basically gives you an idea of what your answer would look like at the end of the day. In the preview, it says that no format is set. So I'm going to set a format. I click on the format and here you have different options: number, font, border, and fill. If you want to know how this works in detail, please refer to the previous video. Now, fill tells us the color of the background, right? So I've selected this color and I click on OK. If you see the preview, this is how the cell would look like with the information in the cell. And I click on OK. So we have seen that all the numbers have conditionally formatted. And this is not entirely true because this particular value, 12,000, we have some values here that are less than 40,000 actually, but they have been conditionally formatted as well. And this is simply because for conditional formats, Excel makes reference to the first, it makes reference to this, okay, this cell C2. And the reason for this is because C2 was fixed, the column and the row was fixed in the formula bar. So we will go back and see how it works and we will better understand what I am talking about. So Excel is automatically saying that since it is assuming that all this is C2, this is also C2, this is C2. This is what Excel is assuming, right? Because when I was entering the rule, Excel automatically fixed the column and the row, and I did not edit it. So let us go back to correct what was done. To correct a conditionally formatted cell or column or row, you just select manage rules and you can see what the rule looks like. So what I am going to do is to remove the $sign in front of the column and remove the $sign in front of the row, and I click on OK. Let us see what is happening. So I am going to expand it like this, and I will do this, and I select OK. Awesome. This is what we have. So I am telling Excel, do not fix cell C2 because I want the conditional formatting to apply to all these items in column C. By fixing C2, it assumes that everything here is C2. But by removing the $sign in front of the row and the column, I have successfully told Excel the column and the row numbers are open. Do not conditionally format a fixed cell. Conditionally format everything in the column just in a serial manner. And this is what we have. Okay, this is what we have, and this looks really nice. So this is correct because all the values that have not been formatted conditionally are actually below 40,000, which is the cell, which is the number that we are referring to. Another thing that we can do is that we can conditionally format two columns at the same time so that we conditionally format both a cell in the column beside the column of interest at the same time. So conditionally format this if this passes the test, right? So this is what we want to do next. And before that, I will quickly highlight this and select clear rules from the selected cell so that we can understand what we're doing and we do not have one rule coming over the other one. So basically, what you do again is you highlight the group of cells that you want to work on, and you click on the drop down conditional formatting. Set new rule, select, use a formula to determine which cells to format. And this is what I want. Format values where this formula is true. No format is set. I do this greater than or equals to K1, which is 40,000. No format is set. I click on the format to select the background color and I click OK. This is what it looks like. But from our first example, so do not forget to remove the cell. The cell has been fixed, so remove the $sign in front of that and remove the $sign in front of this. And let us see what this looks like. Let me see. This is not what I actually wanted. Let us clear the rules again and see what is happening here. New rule is a formula to determine C2. equals to greater than or equals to 40,000. And I am going to choose the format color. I click on OK. This is not it again. So let us go back to clear rules, or we can manage rules. So let us manage the rule to see how we can edit this. Most times it is good to try a lot. And when you try, you can see how it works. This is what we have. So I am going to go back to better explain what was done. So manage rules. Manage rules makes you see the rules that you have inputted in the first place. So basically, my formula is this. I fixed only the column and I allowed the row to be fluid because I want Excel to also conditionally format column B based on the fact that column C is conditionally formatted with respect to this K1, 40,000. So basically, I am telling Excel, conditionally format column B if column C is conditionally formatted with respect to K1. And this is what we have. And this is why the $ is only in front of column C, but the rows are fluid, so that as Excel comes down, as it applies the conditional format to the other cells, it recognizes the difference in the cell before and the cell above it. And I select OK, and I select OK, and this is what we have. So this is how to do conditional formatting with formulas, and we also went through conditional formatting with formula for a particular column and for a group of columns. So this is all we have for this particular tutorial. If you like the content that you have seen, please subscribe to this channel. If you're a first-time visitor, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for coming by again. Click on the like button so that other people can benefit from the content. And you can share this YouTube link and share the channel with your friends so that they can better understand. Thank you, and see you some other time.